Christopher Legrone tragically died of natural causes on December 16, 2018, high in the Andes Mountains of Peru. He went to sleep the night he landed in Cusco and never woke up. He was 41 years old.
The Delta Tango Trilogy is the realization of Chris's dream to become a published author. An achievement that is, in itself, a remarkable story.
Hello, my name is Denny Dressman.
And I'm Cheryl Legrone, Christopher's mother. Together, Denny and I want to tell you how the unique story of Border Patrol agent Lane Shepard and the Delta Tango Trilogy came to be. Christopher had been studying and traveling in South America for 5 months as part of the ESALA Spanish School. He started in Argentina, toured and studied in Chile, and completed his studies in Peru, graduating before the trip to Machu Picchu. He was on his way to the ancient Inca ruins of Machu Picchu in Peru's Andes Mountains. Machu Picchu was to be his last tour stop before returning to his home in Denver, Colorado.
I had been working with Chris for about 2 years, editing his manuscript and helping him develop the story of Border Patrol agent Shepard. It began as a single novel and grew into the trilogy, 3 books, as Chris followed his character's journey from grueling training at the Border Patrol Academy in New Mexico to grinding field service in Douglas, Arizona, a few miles from the Mexico border. Chris had been a Border Patrol agent himself and had created the character of Lane Shepard, through whom he would help the reading public learn how difficult it is to become a Border Patrol agent and what it is like to be one of the many who prowl the desert at all hours and deal with illegals and drug smugglers. The result is a story unlike any other Border Patrol or immigration novel. He created the character of Felina, Lane's love, to bring to life the tremendous complications and heartaches faced by those illegal immigrants known as dreamers, as well as the competing tugs endured by idealists in the U.S. Border Patrol.
Chris was a very successful high school and college baseball player and was drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays. But his true passion was writing. He longed to be a published author more than anything else in his life. While Chris was in South America, he emailed me frequently. In every email, he told me how much he was learning about the Spanish culture and how he would use his expanded knowledge to make his book even better.
Chris had written books 1 and 2 of the trilogy and had started book 3 before he left Colorado in August 2018. I emailed him that November asking when he expected to return home, and he responded that he would be home in early January. I expected to work with him in early 2019 to finish the Delta Tango trilogy.
My phone rang about 8 p.m. on December 18, and I recognized the number as being South America. I was excited that Chris was calling. As usual, I answered, "Chris, hi, how are you?" There was a long pause before a man introduced himself as the Foreign Service Officer at the U.S. Embassy in Lima, Peru. He asked, "Are you the mother of Christopher Legrone?" Nearly hysterical, I asked, "Why are you calling me? Is Chris all right? Has there been an accident?" He said, "Mrs. Legrone, I am so sorry to have to inform you that your son was found dead in his hotel room this morning."
The news that Chris had died while in Peru was both stunning and, of course, very sad for me. Eventually, I said, if Chris's mom would like to have the trilogy completed so she can publish it as his legacy, I'll volunteer to finish book 3. I had written 10 nonfiction books and had edited fiction as well as nonfiction. I had worked with Chris long enough to get to know his writing style, and we had brainstormed the story arc to the point that I was confident I could take book 3 where Chris intended. But quickly, I came to face with the never-ending questions that all fiction writers encounter. What next? And where does the story go from here? Chris inspired the answers to conclude what quickly received high praise from best-selling authors. After reading all 3 manuscripts, Margaret Cole called the trilogy heartbreakingly honest, essential, and gripping. And a couple months before he died, Clive Cussler said, "It rivals any fiction story today."
As I have written in the acknowledgments section of each book, without Denny, there may never have been a Delta Tango trilogy.
The credit really goes to Chris. He conceived and wrote a border story unlike any other.
It is with tremendous pride, as well as a heavy heart, that my daughter Amy and I see Christopher's dream realized and his legacy preserved with the publication of the Delta Tango trilogy. I hope everyone who reads these books will gain a better understanding of the reality of life in the United States Border Patrol.